This is my picture and my husband's at the time of our marriage. I was an executive in Girl Scouting for 37 years, so I was wearing my uniform in the picture. And this is a picture of my sister. This is a picture of us when we were little. This was my son when he graduated from Yale University. And this is a picture of me with my father. In Findhorn, when my first book was written, they made a beautiful cake, a duplicate of the book. And this is when they presented the book for the first time. I came to visit for the first time on April 1st, 1983. And I had been for 12 years in the Findhorn community in the north of Scotland, really preparing for this experience. I was a little old lady of 75 years. And at the time that I was asked to come, I was just recuperating from a broken ankle. And when they asked me, I thought it would not be possible. But then I go have a wonderful meditation every morning. And in the meditation, the words came very clearly, go to Brazil for 1 month. And I said, okay, make a total commitment to do it. When I did, everything began to fall in place. People from Brazil who spoke English came to visit me and gave me courage. It was a magnificent experience. There was no place to stay here in the center. We were living down by the lake in an estate. And we came every day and were working on the first building, the center building. And my soul had such a wonderful happiness here, just a feeling of so right. So I came back again for another visit in 1983. And at that time, they extended it for 6 months. And at that time, I knew my real work was here, to hold the spiritual energy for this center, which I've done ever since. Because they expect from me a sharing, a talk in each morning that we meet. And I always wonder, what more could I possibly say? And when I ask this question, there's a spiritual law of the universe that you always get an answer if you're open to it. And a friend, when I was flying from New Hampshire to Sao Paulo, I stopped in Miami, and a friend gave me a book that gave me exactly what I could share this time. And each time it's magic. There's something comes that is just right for that particular group of souls that come together. And while they're always, the heart of the group are the ones who have come year after year, they're always loving new members. And nearly 100 people come. It's a great treasure. 65th, the month of my 65th birthday. I was living in Switzerland, and a very dear friend who had been on my staff when I was executive director of Girl Scouting in Los Angeles, and she was visiting me. And at the moment that a great awakening came, I was standing alone on Control Airport in Geneva, Switzerland, and watching Charlotte's plane take off. And I felt so alone, so vulnerable. And I said, I just need some help. And almost immediately, a voice boomed in my head. Now you are alone, you must plan for regular meditation every morning. At that time, I didn't really know what meditation was. And a couple of days later, I was down in the little atelier where I was making beautiful carved hurricane lanterns of clay and candle holders and vases and things. And the phone rang, and a friend called and invited me to go with her up the mountains to Sarnen, where Krishnamurti would be speaking. And so it was Sunday morning, the next morning, and we took off, and we arrived in the little station, walked along the beautiful stream and over the covered bridge into this huge tent of 900 people. And on the platform was this simple chair, and Krishnamurti came in and sat down. And from the moment he spoke, it was as if he was speaking directly to me. And he gave me the answer I needed. He said, in the quiet, never try to stop your mind, your thoughts. Because if you do, you give them attention and they build right up. There's no disc that's always going. But if every time you get a thought starting, if you will drop it and come back to the highest point, which for me, I was seeing an inner point of light. And I kept doing that many, many times. And gradually I began to hold in that energy. And I felt a wonderful connection. And later I realized it was my high self that I was connecting with.